Good morning and welcome to Heartbreak and Hope, where we talk weekly about what breaks our hearts and what brings us hope. We being me and Reverend Kim. So let's start today with a poem called Cicadas by this book by Paul Fleischman that is entitled Joyful Noise. Afternoon, mid-August, two cicadas singing, air kiln hot, lead heavy, 5 cicadas humming, thunderheads northwestward, 12 cicadas buzzing, up and down the street, the mighty choirs assembling, shrill cicadas droning in the elms, years spent underground, among the roots in darkness. Now they're breaking ground and climbing up the tree trunks, splitting skins and singing, jubilant cicadas, pouring out their fervent praise for heat and light, their hymn sung to the sun, cicadas whining, cicadas whirring, cicadas pulsing, chanting from the treetops, sending forth their booming, boisterous, joyful noise.
Beautiful. What's breaking your heart this week?
I'm not sure what's breaking my heart is a news item, but it's this relentless heat.
Mm-hmm.
I keep thinking of people, like I've been sort of in environments that are temperature controlled all this time, and I keep thinking of people who can't do that. And while it is true that you get used to the heat, if you stay in the heat, there are conditions that I don't think the human body can get used to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about that all the time. I think about it in winter, but we're not that far north. But last winter was pretty tough for people too. So that's the thing. I'm thinking about shelter as a human right. And yeah, there are cooling centers, but people should have a place to go more permanently than by happenstance. So that's breaking my heart. Any season, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it rains, same,
I've been thinking about how this summer has felt a little relentless.
Yeah.
The heat waves, not just here, but in other parts of the world, the fires, not just here, but in other parts of the world, the earthquakes, and the earthquakes, and the earthquakes. On top of the the daily slog. Yeah. When do we get a break?
Right.
And isn't summer supposed to be the break?
Yeah, it's been a while since summer has been the break. No, at least for me. And again, yeah, this like everything happening this summer has been like the earth is moving in weird ways that it doesn't often do. And it doesn't mean anything like metaphorically, but I mean, there are people displaced currently for all the earthquakes that have been. of high magnitude, like in different places in the world on top of summer. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and if our watchers, listeners are not experiencing that, I'm glad. I want to be glad for someone. If they're at the beach, at the sea, at the lake, in the mountains, in the forest, and enjoying that, I kind of want to be happy for them.
Yeah.
And was that what was breaking your heart, or is there more?
No, what is breaking my heart is the unrelenting pressure of summer.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know, somebody shared in the Joys and Concerns this past Sunday that they were afraid that someday we would, as inhabitants of this planet, look back fondly on those 100-degree days as cool.
Yeah. And I mean, that's closer to truth than to joke.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of, you know, was caught between like, oh my, this could be true soon enough, and haha.
There is, there are, uh, for the unending drone of summer and the just kind of ongoing pace of what feels like disaster after disaster, you know, there is at the same time there are people who just persist, right? In loving relentlessly.
Right.
I I had I guess I had kind of lamented that without consciously doing so, that the immigration crackdown had fallen out of the news.
Hmm.
And then here we were last last yesterday, a small but mighty force on, you know, on the street corner in downtown in front of the federal building protesting the ongoing detentions. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
that people in the heat of summer, although admittedly yesterday was lovely,
Yeah.
uh, said, you know, we're going to stand outside and speak truth to power in hopes that someone will listen.
And coupled with the activity I see of people on the signal groups,
Mm-hmm.
of people going there and checking it out every day, every day,
Mm-hmm.
every day,
Mm-hmm.
every day.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a false alarm, there's no such thing as crying wolf.
Right.
And it's been like this since I've been on the signal group, which is what, since October, like last year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And um, and not stopping,
Yeah.
not stopping, even though arrests are made, not stopping, even though it's a false alarm, and that's um, persistence. That is normal citizens that just check it out. Like, are you nearby? Can you go check it out?
Yeah.
The answer is never no.
Right. There's always somebody who's like, I can't be there right now, but I will go.
Mm-hmm. And,
Yeah.
you know, on both sides of the river,
Mhm.
it's the same. Um, so that
And
gives me hope.
yeah, and I think the other thing that makes me hopeful is that there's multiple ways to engage in this. You
Mm-hmm.
know, not everybody needs to be on signal and ready to leave their house and go check out a report of ICE activity. There's a Micah is hosting a an event at Booter Library on Saturday at 1:30 to continue the work of asking our local police forces not to cooperate with ICE.
Yeah.
To
I mean,
send that
there's
police to detention pipeline.
right. And there's more than one way to interact. And like a lot of people are asked to do something, they ask somebody else. Like there's this human chain of people, like you can't do it, well, let me take over. And that is the thing that I like about it, because it's mutual aid
Yep.
um, in this particular situation. But there's other examples, in specifically in St. Louis, of mutual aid. um,
I
and
can't share any details, but I have literally experienced this myself.
yep.
Yeah.
um, yeah, same. um, And the other thing that gives me hope is I didn't know, like it's nature. I didn't know that hummingbirds liked sunflowers.
Oh,
So we have these sunflowers that they just plant themselves. Like we haven't put sunflowers out for a couple of years. There's still those from my ordination, and they keep coming up every year.
mm-hmm.
Which I think is a good sign. And also, they attract bees and all kinds of animals. And the other day, we thought that was a big bee, and it was a hummingbird. And I didn't know that they went for. And I'm like, I learned a new thing. And also, hummingbirds.
Yeah.
I don't have to have red flowers. These are sufficient. So that was nice. Animals are always nice. Nature is always nice and continues. So.
I wrote a poem this summer about hummingbirds and immigration and ice raids.
Okay.
Sorry, you're making me think about it. And I'm like, do I share this? Do I pull it up?
You have mentioned it, so now you kind of have to. See, I
Let,
don't share what I write because of a,
okay. Here's my poem. It's called Tranquility. My wife fills the hummingbird feeder in our backyard carefully. Only syrup from white sugar, she tells me. Raw sugar will kill them. Who knew that a bird that lives on nectar could be killed by brown sugar? If I feed them, they will come. That is, she hopes they will come. A day, 2 days. After 3 days, you must dump the syrup, otherwise, it ferments. Imagine drunk hummingbirds buzzing around, hooking up with strangers, waking up with hangovers. The syrup level didn't go down, she laments. Do they know it's here? She puts out a new batch, a day, 2 days, 3 days, then down the drain. On her birthday, a hummingbird zips in and takes a sip before flitting off again. Come back, she calls. He'll be back, I assure her. Why do I think it's a boy? Hummingbirds equals trochilidae, Latin from trochilus, the tiny bird living symbiotically with the crocodile, taking its own sustenance from the bits of food caught in the giant reptile's teeth. There is a crocodile tattoo on my side. She wraps her tail around my waist, her mouth open on the swell of my belly. The first time I saw her, I was dripping in sweat, laying on the floor of the lodge. Where are her teeth? I wondered. She's lost her teeth. No need for a trochilus. I don't floss anyway. Teeth are a symbol of power, says my mentor. Where have you given away your power? There are 370 species of the family Trochilidae, all native to the Americas. The rufous hummingbird migrates twice a year between Mexico and Alaska, one of the longest migrations of any bird. They know no borders. Their bodies are not illegal. When a stranger sojourns with you in your land, you shall not do him wrong. You shall treat the stranger who sojourns with you as the native among you, and you shall love him as yourself, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Leviticus 19:33 through 34. My neighbor left for Alaska last week. He needed work, so he headed north, hoping for a spot on a fishing boat. The season doesn't start until June, once the ice has thawed. Meanwhile, the sign in my yard keeps blowing over. Ice out of our neighborhoods. Has the ice thawed yet? Standing in the airport, the art is all of hummingbirds. At first, I thought they were magazine covers with their vibrant tones. Then I saw them for what they were, the brilliant sojourners, Hoyas velodoras. Words overlay the pastel sketches. Voyage, journey, carpe diem, ethereal, navigate, heart rate, broad-billed, courtship, exquisite, ruby-throated, migrate, garden party. Each 4th of July, my neighbors spend hours in the street, shooting ordnances into the sky set to a soundtrack of mariachi music. What will happen this year? 2 weeks ago, ICE kidnapped Jesus. He's just 16. They sent him to Texas. His parents don't know where. It took most of a year of wondering, what does it mean when a raggedy old toothless crocodile appears to you during a sweat? Before I realized that it was me, I was the toothless crocodile, as long as I allowed my voice to be silenced, as long as I suppressed my calling. No is not an acceptable answer to the holy. I mean, it is. You can say no, but really, have you ever tried to say no to the holy? It's like wrestling with a crocodile. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. I'm only going to make half as much, my wife says. It's just getting wasted. I'll give up after this batch, but 2 days later, the feeder is empty. I told you, I say. I try not to, I really do, but my teeth are strong and so is my voice. Now, as we labor in the yard, the hummingbirds buzz in and out, knowing they belong, certain there will be sustenance. For I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. Matthew 25:35. The ice is melting. Chinga la migra. So thanks once again, friends, and yeah, go find some hummingbirds.
Yeah, they're everywhere.